wasting my time, writing down points for the next fight. My train of thought always dies. I'm too exhausted to try. I think I'm gone insane. Nothing will ever change. The only dream I can lose is the one with you and Shove sleeping into. Take me for all that I had to give. My heart stopped beating right on time to leave you caught in my flatline. Am I losing my mind? Looking for a reason why you toss me aside, 'cause it helps you get by. Am I the enemy you hope that I could be? You take what you need and make me believe you could get that from me. Take me for all that I had to give. My heart stopped beating right on time to leave you caught in my flatline. Leave you caught in my flatline. I can't be saved. Not this time. I can't be saved. But you're just fine. I can't be saved from this flatline. Do you like what you see? Is there something wrong with me? Well, I'd say I was sorry, but my heart does the talking. And if I'm still alive, by the time you find out why, well, you can come ask me why. I will walk down that flat line. Take me for all that I had to give. My heart stopped beating right on time to leave you caught in my flatline. Leave you caught in my flatline. I can't be saved. Not this time. I can't be saved. But you're just fine. I can't be saved from this flatline. I can't be saved. I can't be saved. I can't be saved. I can't be saved.
Hello! How's it going? How's it going? Totally different vibe from Flatline. That's how I'm gonna start all my streams, just like stupid dancing. Wait. All right. For those of you that haven't been here before, these are the shorts reviews. All you gotta do is submit your short in the description, or just go to shorts.reviews. Pretty simple. Submit your short, and then I spin this funny looking spinner here, and if it lands on your number, then you get reviewed. It's that simple. That's how it goes. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else I gotta tell you guys? Oh, actually, yeah. So, last week I went through the last live stream. I watched it, and I realized how much time I spent on the very first person. And it's not that I'm counting the amount of time that I spend with people. It's the value that I'm extracting from it. And so I went back and I watched it, the very last live stream, and I'm like, holy shit, the stuff I said for that one guy applies to so many people. And so when a creator gives me that opportunity that I'm like, okay, do this, do that, do this, and you guys are like taking notes and you're gonna do it for yourself, that's when I like really like to focus on them. So I'm gonna give you guys something right now, and then you don't have to do it right now, but Shorts.school. Shorts.school. Okay? Go there. If you want a review that is so in depth, you want my coaching angle to it. Like I try to give these reviews like super fast so I can get to everybody, because I know a lot of new people think that that's the only way they can get value out of it. Like, oh, my channel's different. Well, if you want me to attack your channel with strategy, like the coach I can be, then this will give you an opportunity to do that. Because on Thursday, we're hosting an event where I break down the viral formula, the viral secrets of shorts. There's 3 of them, and one of them I've kind of covered, but then 2 I haven't at all. Very excited to do that, but at the end of it, I'm going to go into in-depth live reviews. And so I'm going to pre-select a couple. That way, the advice that I give, I'm like, I got this shit planned for you. And I'm like, okay, this is the strategy you need to do. And then at the end, I'm going to randomly select a couple more. But yeah, go to shorts.school and sign up, register for that, and then put in a short link at the end of it. Actually, you know what? I'll just show you what it looks like just so everybody can see, and then we will get started. Bam. Shorts.school. And so you can see all the info here, and when you click save my spot, you'll put in your info, and then it'll play a video for you. You can watch it later, just pause it. I really like the video. You guys should definitely check it out. But yeah, that's it. That's all the info you need, and it'll give you an opportunity for me to really break down one of your shorts, okay? All right. Just like I did that one guy. If you're curious how I did that, go watch the other one. Who was that, by the way? Who is the... Hold on, let me turn off this music. Stupid ass John singing. Who was that? I'm gonna get hit for bullying myself. Can't remember. Slice of Life, that's what it was. Man, I went at that one for a while, and the stuff I was saying I was really happy with. So, yep. Right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to spin this wheel, and then we'll whatever number we pick. Oh yeah, in that last one I really showed you guys what I'm looking at too, which I thought was kind of cool. Okay, Darklight Gamer, bringing it up. That's a good start. That's a really good start.
Is the lore in
Holy crap, my my headphones were way too loud.
Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed actually any good? Is the lore in Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed actually any good?
The way that, dude, are you like holding your mic super close to your mouth? Because I feel like you should pull it away. If you're using your phone or your mic, you should like keep it distant, right? Like 6 inches is usually where you want something like this. La 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 la. Because it sounds like you're talking right into it, because I can hear the crackle and stuff. So everybody take note. That's how far your mic should be away from your face. If you have an active mic, then you can crank it up a little bit more depending on how your gate is set. And a gate is a gate cuts out noise under a certain level. So if I had my gate on, you might not be able to hear my air conditioner, but it like kind of messes with my voice a little bit, so I leave it off. But yeah, that's what a gate does. Does it also have VIP priority? The event on Thursday does not. Wednesdays do, Mondays do, Saturdays do, Thursdays don't. Ba, 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 ba. I just keep it in my mouth. Okay. That's okay, that's good. All right.
Is the lore in Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed actually any good?
Is the lore in Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed actually good? The first thing I want to hit you with is the cognitive load example I gave last time. Like, pick one, right? You're saying versus, but what you're saying is, are these both any good? That's the way you worded it. And so you're not saying Elden Ring versus Assassin's Creed, like which story is better. That would be, sorry, I gotta pause this. You're not saying Elden Ring versus Assassin's Creed, which one is better. You're saying, are they good? And so your hook doesn't really set up for the expectation you're hoping for. So what you're saying and what people are reading are like 2 different premises. And if you're gonna go with critique one thing, right? That's people, you're doing too much.
Is the lore in Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed actually any good? Let's compare them. In Elden Ring, America shatters the ring, and the war between demigods follows.
I get the let's compare them thing. But just so you know, people probably won't get to that. I know it's fickle, but like 3 seconds, people are already gone.
Compare them. In Eldering, America shatters the ring, and the war between demigods follows, whilst you're just a ghost in the machine tasked to fix it. It's fragmented, cryptic, and leaves everything to you.
Okay, so I'm not gonna continue going over this one because I have to be honest with you, dude, and I'm gonna be straight up. This might be upsetting, but I care. That's why I'm saying it. Okay, the setup of what you're talking about, and then your like what you're pitching with the microphone quality, people are gonna leave. It's just you're offering critique, which is fine. It's a little bit of a loaded critique with two different things, and there's a versus element. And so it wasn't pitched all that clear at the beginning. And so when you combine that with a microphone that people don't want to hear, because it's like it sounds really, really close to your mouth, yeah, people are gonna swipe. That's why the views aren't doing so well on this one. And then my expectation for the rest of this is this, like, if I didn't know you, this is just some guy talking about game stuff that I like. Nothing really made me curious. The only thing that makes people curious is what your opinion is. And if that's the hinge that keeps people on your short, people won't fucking watch that short. So just keep that in mind. Critiques work seemingly a lot better as long forms than anything. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Sounds like a headset mic. Could be, but I mean, I got a headset mic here, but I wouldn't be like, you know, that it sounds like it's right here.
Is the lore in Eldering and Assassin's Creed Action?
And if that's the case, if it's not, if you're keeping it away from your mouth, then that's, I don't know what that sound is. It sounds really, really muddy.
And good? Let's compare them. In Eldering,
Like there's even a little bit of a clip in there. It's almost like you're holding it too close.
America shatters the ring, and the war between demigods follows, whilst you're just a ghost in the machine tasked to fix it. It's fragmented, cryptic, and leaves everything to you.
Now, the good things, the subtitles, I can't remember what they were before, but it's like so clear I can read everything. I try to keep my subtitles pushed in a little bit. That's why I always do that. Man, it's always in a different spot every time I fucking do this. Every time. Where's the overlays? There they are. So I always push them in just a little bit for that reason, because the other... Oops, chat. Because the other thing is, like, they're going to be in the way. Like, you can see it's clearly in the way of the buttons over here. It would be a little bit lower, but you get the idea. So I try to push things in a little bit more, and that's it. See if there's anything else.
In Assassin's Creed, it's always the same story. The issue made two.
Yeah, the odds are people never got to Assassin's Creed, just because it's like... It's also... Hold on. Let me see what the end is, and let me see if I can wrap it in a better package.
If you want to be a tourist in a history textbook, it's Assassin's Creed. But which one do you prefer? Is the lore in Eldering and...
Yeah, overall, it's a combination of the hook and the idea in general. I think people, if the hook and idea were good enough, then people would deal with the audio, no problem. But the lack of clarity really holds it back. I wish there was more I could give, but until you beat that, there's not much more. Like, I've got a VIP submitting today that I'm gonna have a lot to say, and then I'll have to stop myself until they fix that thing, until they get to the next thing. But I would never even be able to give them advice if they didn't create in the first place, which I'm so excited they did, because I hadn't seen any of their content before. Close the... What is it? Close the curtain? Is that right? I don't see them. They didn't submit. Oh no. Okay. Anybody remember what that number was before? Don't make me go back in my my live stream. The one that maybe you were looking over here and thinking, oh, I wonder if that was me. Close the book. There you are. Make sure you submit. The link is, I'm about to submit. Okay, great. Awesome.
This animal flies like a bird, but it's actually a mammal. Yep, real-life superheroes of the night.
Okay, so
This animal flies like a bird, but it's actually a mammal. Yep, real-life superheroes of the night. They use echolocation to see in total darkness, eat thousands of insects every night, and no, they don't go blind. Humans take notes. They can hang upside down, live 40-plus years, and are immune to a bunch of viruses. Some even sip blood. Tiny Dracula vibes. They recognize each other's voices and keep ecosystems alive. Bats are built different. This animal
okay. Man, when I heard the tiny Dracula vibes, it just made me think, oh yeah, thanks ChatGPT for trying to make it entertaining. Because when I work with ChatGPT, it says the same shit, right? There's so much AI about this that it's hard to discern where your human effort actually went. And so I'm not calling it slop or anything because there's clearly something here. I just don't know what it is, right? And so nobody else does either. When I see an M dash in the title, when I hear an AI voice, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how much effort actually went into this. And so it's not exactly my call, but it's how the viewers will feel. Like, for instance, I can see that something went into this, right? I've done animation before. I can see that there's work being done in here, right? But the average person that hasn't, they're just going to assume it's all AI. So that's the thing. When you put in like a little bit of AI and it's obvious, the whole thing is AI, no matter what. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? Like if I had taken myself out of my animations and then replaced the voice with AI, they would assume the whole thing's AI, right? It's just if Zach D Films replaced his voice with an AI voice, then it would do terrible. With his reputation, probably not. But that's the thing. Is just like people don't know. They don't know any better, and so you have to play to that. And there's no way to discern where the effort actually went here, because the topic itself is just not inherently that insightful, right? You're just kind of giving me bat facts. And so I know you're doing random facts, and that's fine, but like where on YouTube, like you can already find this stuff on YouTube. And so regardless of what you're doing, you're probably falling into the conflict radius of the first guy that talked about bats. Like you didn't really say anything that was your own personal insight, or it didn't feel like there was anything personally added from you. Looks like maybe the majority of the script was also written by AI. So I can't prove that. I don't know for sure. I'm just telling you that these are the things that are going to hold you back when you're trying to do this. When I can clearly see work went into it, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I hope you're in the community so you can say, hey, I do all the animation, but I don't like my voice, or I'm not a good script writer, but I want to put my animations out there, so how should I go about it? Like, if that's the problem, then great. The community can help you with that. We can pitch ideas back and forth, but if it's all AI, it's real tough, okay? All right, number 5 was the one before, so at least I'm trusting Ruby here. Candy Facts, another facts channel. I want to get 1 million views on my shorts. What should I improve? I want to improve my shorts. And then I'll get 1 million views. I want to get 1 million views when I deserve to get 1 million views.
239 people banished and
I believe you're holding your mic too close. Also, it kind of looks like one of those Bauer mics, so it's going to sound kind of bad anyway.
239 people banished and nobody knows what happened. On March 8,
I can't hear what you're saying. I thought it was a different language until I heard knows what's happened. So that's going to be a tough situation.
239 people banished and nobody knows. 239 people banished and nobody knows what
Man, I can't hear it.
happened. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur. Its destination was Beijing. Everything seemed normal. Then suddenly the plane disappeared.
Okay, there's a lot to go through. My first thing was, dude, if you recorded this on a phone, your phone probably sounds better than whatever that shit is. It's like, it's way too clipped. It's too close to your face. It's just bad. It's real bad because I can't hear what you're saying. I almost can't hear the words even though I'm reading them, which is like way off. Okay. My next thing here is, it kind of feels like you're just reading for us instead of, like, when it starts and you're looking at the camera, that's great. So, like, what I'm doing right now, there's a point of connection to make, that I'm connecting with you, I'm talking to you, and I'm not reading words to do it. But when I, like, start to look here and I'm like, okay, so the best thing a creator can do is, number one, you can kind of tell that I don't give a fuck. And so that's, I recommend that people remember the line, say it, and then cut. Then memorize the line, it's one sentence, and then hit record, say it, and cut. People don't care if you cut after every single sentence, but they will care less if you don't connect with them. So that's, yeah. I like the was it him angle, because that is interesting. You seem to have a good grasp of what creates curiosity, but your quality overall is just bad. That's why it's going to hold you back until you improve the little things. So people will stick around for kind of shitty video, which you don't really have, but they will not put up with bad audio. So that's the first thing to fix.
239 people vanished and nobody knows what happened.
Yeah, I would immediately scroll as soon as I hear that. So fix the audio first and take the other things I said into consideration. But yeah, and then the last thing, if this has already been covered on YouTube and you're not like adding more to it, adding your own personal insight, then that's going to be an issue, okay? Because if it's already done, you're falling into the conflict radius. Okay. It's a solid amount of advice. You might just need to back it up and write it down. Okay, this one's called Skirmish.
You have spent years raising a virtual pet and then someone sold your data on the dark web. Neopets. 35 million users before YouTube or Instagram was a thing. Viacom bought it for 160 million, stuffed it with ads and sold it again. Then hackers broke in and stayed for
Okay, I gotta say, hold on.
18 months. 69 million accounts sold on the dark web for Bitcoin.
Okay, I love what you're doing. I'm gonna point out some editing things, but everything seems so good. The only issue I think goes into the script, so I'm gonna break that down. And then the other thing is sometimes you show screen caps with so much text on it, like this one, and it confuses people. They don't know what you want them to look at or read when you have so much text. And so my trick there is when I'm doing something and text is already on screen, but I really have to show that picture, I'll put like a white bar over it, or I'll get rid of it completely, and then show the thing. Like, it takes some Photoshop work, sure, but it's much better to do that where people aren't confused. Like here, the Neopets should also have been a little. Hold on one sec. I'll go through it. Okay, so this looks great. Everything's blurred in the background. It's interesting, okay?
Years raising a virtual pet and then someone sold your data on the dark web. Neopets.
Yeah, so the black over like a black shadow, it kind of, like, never put a drop shadow or a black overlay, black outer glow over black, because it doesn't create, all it does is just blur it together. This is very minor, but what I would have done is put a white stroke around it and then a drop shadow, or I would have just changed the Neopet, like, here's what I do. Neopets logo, then I look for the white one. There's always one that would probably pop out. And so I guess this one could work. This one probably is what I would do. So I would bring this into Photoshop, select it, and then export it out. Or I would just kind of copy it. I mean, they turned it white and added a stroke around it. A simpler way would just be to use something like this and cut a square out of it instead. People really don't care about that sort of stuff. But this just kind of feels like it merges with the back.
Pets. 35 million users before YouTube or Instagram was a thing.
Okay, so this... It's interesting, but I wonder why it was said.
Viacom bought it for 160 million.
I mean, it's interesting. That's why, John.
Stuffed it with ads.
So this game, yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to, man. I don't want to get too deep into the. I've already made the point about the text. Like this right here, I probably would have zoomed in closer to the frog. That way you don't see all this shit at the top and the bottom. and I would have centered him. Okay, now let's get to the script. I think you get what I'm saying. Okay.
You have spent years raising a virtual pet and then someone sold your data on.
I have not spent years at all, so that doesn't quite connect with me, which means it doesn't connect with the wider audience. You alienated like a significant amount of people just by starting with you have done something that they haven't done, right? If have you ever like spilled ketchup? Like a lot more people have done that, so it kind of makes sense to use that more as a hook. But this just sets up like you're setting yourself up for failure when people can't relate to the hook that you're saying.
Neopets. 35 million users before YouTube or Instagram was a thing.
So that would probably be. Wait, hold on. 35 million users before Instagram. It's kind of a weird sentence.
Neopets. 35 million users before YouTube or Instagram was a thing.
It's almost like you made it the same sentence, but it's two different sentences. Like Neopets had 35 million users. This was before YouTube and Instagram were a thing. But it sounds like they're the same. I don't know. It's confusing.
Viacom bought it for 160 million. Stuffed it with ads and sold it again. Then hackers broke in and stayed for 18 months. 69 million accounts sold on the dark web for Bitcoin. Some childhoods don't just end, they get sold. You have spent years raising virtual pets.
Okay, so I would probably, like, this is how childhoods were ruined in the 90s or the early 2000s or something. Like that kind of hook would be like, oh, I'm one of those kids. Let me see if I remember this. Like, that's the kind of hook that you need more than this. Like, it needs to be more widely relatable. Or you could say, one company ruined millions of kids' lives. Bam, there you go. Now it's a really, really good hook because it's interesting, right? It kind of relates, it resonates with a lot of people rather than the people that played Neopets. And so that's the way I would go about it. And then there are, like, all the details after that need to apply to the story and the story alone. And so you could say 35 million kids. Back in this day, 35 million users. There were 35 million kids on there. But there's no reason to say YouTube or Instagram. It doesn't have anything to do with the story. Like, I get you're trying to give context, but now with the hook changed, it doesn't matter. And so this is how one company ruined millions of kids' lives. Back in 2008, 35 million kids were on Neopets. And 35 million kids were enjoying this online game Neopets when suddenly when suddenly Viacom bought it for this amount of money. And then they implemented the ads and all that stuff happened afterwards. So that's the way that I would have pitched that. Okay, I'm gonna move on now. Gotta make it resonate, relate, and like convey the idea all together. And by the way, dude, that just takes practice. That's not something that you can just, I should have done that. I should have done that. We all feel that way. But the only reason that I'm able to like pull it out so fast is because I've done it so many times. So like, don't expect yourself to get it overnight. It takes practice. You show it to people, you try it out, you fail over and over and over again until it's like, oh my God, it finally clicks. I went on a rant last night about this. For those VIPs, they got to see it, but in attention.tools, you'll see in the VIP area. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me view it as myself. In the VIP area, I've started a private podcast, and this one, I wish I knew this in 2023. It jumps back to how I didn't know anything, and I actually had videos of my expectations of YouTube and how I thought this was going to go viral and that was going to work, and like I was so naive, and I forgot what it was like, and so I showed everybody in the VIP like this was, I think it was like a 3-minute video of me talking about a video that I made back then, and that was like right when I got hired as a thumbnail designer for vidIQ. But anyway, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want to be a VIP, go to realcreator.community. They get Q&A replays, channel audits, podcast replays, or a private podcast. You can search it, but you won't find it. But yeah, channel audits on Wednesdays, Saturdays Q&A, and they get guaranteed live stream reviews today, every Monday. Okay, let's get to this one now. What could I do better? That's all they say. First thing is less text immediately. That's a lot, but let me read it. Here's how to do the most OP tech in Racket Revivals tutorial at the end. At the end? Why not? Isn't this the tutorial? Hold on. Okay, let me simplify this. When the ball is extremely close to the net, aim towards the corner. Okay. All right. How to do this. Arrow, point at the action. That's it. That's all you got to say. If you wanted to, if this wasn't a tutorial and you were just showing it, then the most OP tech in Racket Revival, or Racket Rivals. The most OP tech, I guess that's a word for like move or something. But yeah, the most OP, whatever. I mean, it can work for any game. The most overpowered fatality, something like that. But yeah, the most OP tech, I guess that if that makes sense to you. And then you point at it as it happens, and that's fine. But all this stuff nobody's going to read. They're just going to skip right by. The reason is because Short's viewer doesn't have a brain when they're scrolling through. So they're just kind of like, whatever is so easy to understand that doesn't take effort, that's what Shorts are, right? Shorts are spelled out. They're hand-holdy pieces of media. And what you're showing here almost feels like there's detail that should be a long form, okay? So that's my angle on it. But if I had to do this exact idea, it would be how to do this, or how to do this and point at it as it happens. And then the next part is when the ball gets close, and like that's all you show because that's easy to read. When the ball gets close, and what do you say? To the net, aim towards, so when the ball gets close, that's like 2 seconds, aim here, arrow points at the corner of the net. So you can show people, don't make them read it, right? This is a really, really interesting case because I don't have to give this advice a whole lot, and so I'm glad you submitted. But yeah, and then jump before hitting and tap it lightly. So tap it lightly, I think I would probably show like a button or whatever button it is, and like tap it lightly would be under it. But show like 3 words at a time, and make sure you can read it twice for the length, and that'll give all the doofuses a lot of time to read it if you have to have text, okay? I try to avoid text as much as possible unless it's specifically a tech hook. A text hook. I was thinking of your text hook, which had the word tech in it. Okay. Yep. So that's pretty much it. I would have edited this a bit more to like make it focused in the eye line. Whoop, that's weird. The eye line, which would be up where sort of your text is, and then in the captions box, I'd put the text. Okay? All right. Okay. This person got terminated. Let's see. No way to tell because you are, I guess it got terminated. So I thought you said you only got demonetized. That sucks, man. What kind of channel was it? I get a lot of people saying this stuff, and it ends up being like a ranking niche or a clip channel, or it's usually stolen content, or it's like AI content. And so I'm not saying that that's you, but if that is you, you're not going to get much sympathy here. All right, next one. That was Mr. Blue, right? Yeah, okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Number 15. There we go. Hey, it's that. It's Rafa Cuber.
Is it possible to solve a Rubik's Cube with no core? Well, in order to find out, we need to remove the core from a magnetic cube, because if the cube doesn't have magnets, then the pieces won't be able.
I just found this in my pocket. Challenge any other guest to an arm wrestling contest to the death, if necessary. I guess the last time I wore this shirt was a part of a murder mystery party. Okay, let's start this over. All right, so I didn't understand what core meant until I just saw that picture, actually. Oh my god, Whisper Flow, get out of my way. I wish I could fucking move it.
Is it possible to solve a Rubik's Cube with no core? Well, in order
Okay, you said with no core, you did show it for a second, but then it was gone, and so if I wasn't really paying attention, I lost the context of what core meant. Like, you think it's obvious, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean?
to find out, we need to remove the core from a magnetic cube, because if the cube doesn't have magnets, then the pieces won't be able to stay in place. Average 10 seconds on a good day, so...
Okay, you lost me already with the magnet thing. Cognitive load is your biggest issue here. So let me back it up to try to understand. Because now I'm thinking they're all held together with magnets or something, and it's not a real Rubik's Cube.
To remove the core from a magnetic cube, because if the cube doesn't have magnets, then the pieces won't be able to stay in place. Average 10 seconds on a good day, so let's see how much it will take me to solve this one. I started strong. Sub 2 minutes was doable.
Yeah. Okay, so this... Oh, okay, now I kind of get it because I see it falling apart. But I gotta tell you, this is only gonna appeal to, like, the super niche cubers, right? Because the majority of this, millions of people will be like, what the fuck is he even talking about? And so they'll swipe, okay? This is a pretty old but gold short in my opinion, which at the time flopped really badly, despite me thinking it was a good video. I would like to make more of these voiceover styles. That's definitely not the problem. The voiceover is great. It really is. It's awesome. But they don't seem to work. No, it's not. It's the idea here. That's the issue. I don't know why it didn't blow up. Yeah, it's confusing as fuck to anybody that doesn't do Rubik's Cubes. So, lots of missing context here. Are YouTube going to fix the rapid scrolling thing? Dude, honestly, it's enough to make me want to quit. I fucking hate that happens. I don't know. I think the majority of Shorts viewers come from a phone and a TV anyway, so it's definitely not at the top of their priority list. And that is an assumption. I don't work for YouTube, but like, now that I'm in the tool game, there are bugs in my tool, and there's important ones, and then there's ones that like, I'll figure it out later. I feel like if people are still watching on their phones, YouTube doesn't care. Okay. Join. This is a very niche video. Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. And so, even for those that are in the niche here, they might still be a little confused, especially if they're new to it. Like, maybe they don't know that... I don't know. Right? Maybe they don't know that magnet ones exist or something. You kind of assumed that people understood things that they probably don't, and so that caused a lot of issues here. Consider, like, if you've got Hook Bomb, there are ways to... Fuck it, let's just go to Hook Bomb. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Not right now. But if you go to Hook Bomb and you look under challenges, maybe you'll find something that kind of translates meaningfully. God, I hope you're a VIP, because then you can just ask JohnBot, like, how do I turn this format into a Rubik's Cube, and it'll be like me taking the time to give you advice. But anyway, yeah, dude, I think that the approach, everything was great. It's just the idea. That's it. So don't stop doing this. It's just find something that's easier to understand. Things that are simple are like, I tried to do a Rubik's Cube upside down. I tried to do a Rubik's Cube underwater with my eyes open, or I tried to solve how many Rubik's Cubes can I solve while holding my breath, like that sort of stuff. I tried to solve a all tungsten Rubik's Cube, all one color Rubik's Cube. Like, all these things are just like, I get it, I understand it, and I'm dumb, right? So it'll get a lot of views. Okay, how do I escape my niche? Oh, so you don't want to be cube guy anymore? If you don't want to be Rubik's Cube guy, hold on, well, answer that question for me first, because if you're worried about you're too micro niched and you want to expand to wider topics that are still cube related, then that's easier. But if you want to stop doing Rubik's Cube stuff altogether, that's a harder question. Honestly, that's more like a coach question, and it'll take me a while. It'll take me a while to do that. Okay. Yeah, it is. You're right. That is fucking cool. All right. Yeah, that's the point. That did not answer a question. I said several things, and you said that's the point without being specific. Do you want this or this?
Which of
Yes. Right? You answered yes to either or. Expand. You want to expand it, so you don't want to do cube stuff anymore, right? I'm just gonna ask like yes or no questions instead. But don't answer yes. Be a little more specific because I won't know what that means. Okay, while I wait for that, let's go to this one. I'm pausing timers right now. I don't like to show the spinner until after anyway, because people are like, why is it paused? When's my turn? And so after I do the VIPs, we'll kick on the 2-minute timer.
Which of these Minecraft
What the fuck was that?
Which-
Oh, it's him. Fucking hate that, man.
which of these Minecraft myths is actually fake? You
I
can
wonder how much that hurts retention. If you use like a Discord sound, like I leave and go to Discord and then I forget about YouTube. Like that cannot be good. I'm surprised that they, yeah, you know what? That is a little weird. Why is that? It should be a short link, right?
which of
Odd.
these Minecraft myths is actually fake? You can ignite a TNT using a fishing rod and lava.
Okay, we got mad potential here because these are great visuals. And their idea for, I don't know what to call this, the segment preview, whatever. But I call it the Stokes twins thing. Actually, it's like Mario Juice pointed it out. So, yeah, it's really, really solid. I like that because you know what to expect. It's sort of like a listicle, but visually, right?
Which of these Minecraft myths is actually
Yeah. So the zoom in thing, I was guilty of this a couple years ago too. I did it for everything because I thought it was a good visual hook. But I think people are sick of you trying to get my attention and you just getting into it instead. And so I honestly would just start with you, you looking up and then the things pops up, right? I don't know. It's just the simpler seems to do better in 2026.
which of these Minecraft myths is actually fake?
That's so cool.
You can ignite a TNT using a fishing rod and
What I would do, since you're looking up, it's not perfectly clear what you're talking about. So I would do tss, tss, tss. Like I would 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Like get their attention to know that this is a list, right? This middle one looks like Piccolo from DBZ. Right? Kind of looks like his head. Only with the hat on, though. Okay, anyway.
Minecraft myths is actually fake.
Oh, sorry, I gotta do this now. I have to see it. Now. It's a totem. What do you guys think? I think it's perfect. Okay, let's continue.
You can ignite a TNT using a fishing rod and lava. If you're falling from 1,000 blocks, you're definitely done. But if you land directly on a totem
On a Piccolo.
of undying, you can actually survive. Sugarcane grows faster on sand than dirt.
Okay, so I love this. That's why I'm giving it so much time. So your build-ups of your explanations, the timing just feels a little long. So let me tell you how I would go about this.
Which of the these Minecraft myths is actually fake.
Yeah, which of D is actually fake? Minecraft what now?
Myths is
Myths. Okay, I didn't pick that up.
Minecraft myths is actually fake.
Okay, you know, there's something about this that... I'm so sorry, guys. Let me play it all the way through so you guys can focus
You
on it.
can ignite the TNT using a fishing rod and lava. If you're falling from 1,000 blocks, you're definitely done. But if you land directly on a totem of undying, you can actually survive. Sugarcane grows faster on sand than dirt. I will reveal the answer in a second, so comment your guesses and subscribe if you guessed sugarcane.
Okay. Couple great things. First, I loved that you ended right at the reveal. Like, you didn't do the comment and subscribe afterwards.
I will reveal the answer.
Because you know how curiosity works. You knew how the tension worked. And even though you did a CTA, which I usually recommend against, and I recommend against that because people don't understand it. That's why. They always try to put it at the end, and like nobody sticks around when you're just pitching, when you're asking them to do stuff, right? So this is solid. So there, like, it feels a little long in some parts, like a little slower, but then there's so much charm in your editing, like the rotoscoping transition here. Like, I don't know if you guys picked it up.
Sugarcane grows
Oh damn it! It happened somewhere.
totem of undying. You can actually survive.
Fuck, where
you're
was it?
definitely done. But if you land directly on a totem of undying, you can actually.
I don't know.
If you're
Oh,
falling
there it
from,
is. Yeah.
If you're falling from
Yeah,
a
I love that. I don't know if it's rotoscope, but it's a solid. You wait for the build up. Okay, let me feel the timing out, and then we're gonna get to VIPs,
which of these Minecraft myths is actually fake?
and then we'll get back to normal. I always have to specify that because people leave thinking I'm not gonna review them.
You can ignite the TNT using a fishing rod and lava.
Okay, so yeah, I would have shortened it just a little bit to like 9 seconds.
If you're falling from 1,000 blocks, you're definitely done. But if you land directly on a totem of undying, you can actually survive. Sugarcane grows faster.
Yeah, it feels good, man. Honestly, I'm like trying to be picky with it, but I think it's really, really good. My only concern here is that I've seen this format done a lot, and so it almost feels like you're offering 3 really cool things to learn about Minecraft, but it's a game instead. And so I don't have the data to know if this will perform well or not. But what I would recommend, I don't know if this is unlisted or not, but just leave it, right? Is this your first video? Okay, yeah, all right. So I think that this is gonna do well. Just leave it, continue creating. Once you get to like 5 or 10, YouTube's gonna start putting the pieces together and it'll trust you. Right now, it's like, we don't know if this guy is gonna upload again. We don't want to give people involved if it's just gonna be a waste of our data and our resources. And so I really, really like it, man. I tried to be, like, sometimes it feels like it could be a little quicker to get to the next thing, and so it could be like a 25 to 30 second short instead. That's really it. Everything else, and besides the beep beep beep, I think it's gonna work. I really, really like it. Bam, bam. Nutshell craft. Isn't that, why is my video 0 views? Okay. Oh yeah, I just explained it. Yeah, so it's your first one, right? Typically, that's what happens. YouTube, it takes a while for you to build trust with it. So you have to keep creating, which is why I always say, keep fucking creating. A lot of people will focus on their analytics. They'll be like, oh my God, this should have performed better. I got to figure out what I did wrong. What you did wrong is you didn't continue creating, right? Because there's a consistency factor. You need to, because YouTube, the algorithm is like a human that doesn't know whether to trust you or not. And so the only way to build that trust is to make sure it knows that you're going to keep doing this. And so it'll be like, all right, I'm going to put a little bit more time into figuring out your audience. Okay, we're gonna do VIPs now. For those that are just joining, I do VIPs and then I get back to everybody else's reviews. Okay, we've got 7 VIPs, and those that don't know, realcreator.community is how you join VIP. VIPs get guaranteed reviews every Monday. We do channel audits every Wednesday. Saturday we do Q&A where people can hang out with me and ask whatever. Everybody gets a chance to talk and chat, and that's it, right? Oh, and also you get plenty of perks in attention.tools, which I really, really love. You get your channel audit replays here. You get all the Q&A replayed. This one was huge, the Omega script formula. Oh my God. I watched it back. I'm like, shit, there's some good stuff in there. And then I started a private podcast for the VIPs that goes deep into my soul. Okay? That's realcreator.community. All right, let's bring up the first one. Mach 2.0. Wait, hold on. I always do that. I always copy your channel link. I'm trying this format/storytelling about fighter jets. How can I improve this format? Okay, let's take a look.
In 1986, the US had a jet so secret no one had seen it. Then, this toy company did something unexpected. Testers put a model kit of that secret jet on store shelves. They
Okay. You need an element of credibility here. And so showing a PNG over the blue grid does not achieve that. But everything else feels like you got me. You fucking hooked me. But if you showed me, what was it? What was the date?
In 1986, the US had a jet so secret no
Okay, so you show me B-roll of 1986 footage of the US Air Force or whatever, even if it's just like generals walking into a warehouse, you're not saying that it's in there, right? It's like alluded, right? People can infer that, right? And so that's exactly what I would show. But this PNG over grid thing takes like no effort to do, and so it's hurting you now, okay? Just keep that in mind. You might like this style, but it's not you. It's not specifically you. I could do that in my sleep.
one had seen it. Then, this toy company did something
Also, if you've got something black,
In 1986, the US had a jet
don't do the black outer glow with it. It doesn't present a good contrast, right? If you put a white outline on it, it would have, or if you put a white outer glow and then changed the overlay to, or change the blend mode to like lighter or overlay, then it would feel much better. Okay. Got it. Sweet.
It's so secret, no one had seen it. Then, this toy company did something unexpected.
Ooh, I love the dark in the background. Very, very cool. And obviously this creates the contrast because it's white instead.
Testers put a model kit of that secret jet on store shelves. They called it
And you did it right here.
the F-19. It became the best-selling model kit ever made. But here's the part that got weird. A US senator stood up in Congress, held up the toy, and asked, "Has our national security been compromised?" So in 1988, the real jet was finally revealed, the F-117. And
Okay, so I've seen this jet plenty of times, and so I kind of already knew what it was going to look like just by the shape. And so if you replace the beginning of that with the B-roll that I talked about, which you could probably just find on YouTube, like you are adding significant insight and value over it. So it's not, it's transformative, plenty transformative. I think that would do better. So let me just search for U.S. Air Force in the 80s. Cold War films, USA overview, 1980.
And across the board is well equipped to do.
So I would be looking for people because people equals emotion, and they're easier to connect to. Like people walking into a warehouse. That's like exactly what I imagine. And so I would be looking for something along those lines. And if you don't find that, then look up US military, find the warehouse. That's kind of where my head's at with it, because people, like, that's pretty good right there where the guy's walking, but it really brings it down to your level as a viewer. And so anyway, I hope that all makes sense, because there might have been a couple things that I would cut out of the story, but nothing significant enough to like give you advice on. The rest of it is really, really good. So it's just that beginning. And then I'm just going to show people airplane. what is it, B-15 bomber? Is that right? No, B-16. Is it even a bomber? Damn it, I have to go back now. What can I do with the background grid? Nothing. Get rid of it. Like, you don't have to put that. You just show the footage instead. And so you'll, obviously it'll zoom in, but I mean, that's, yeah. Like this, you could have zoomed in on Tom Cruise instead. I just, with the PNG stuff, it's just not, like, you need something else, right? You need something else, otherwise everybody can do it. And so that's what I try to, that's what I try to get my VIPs out of. I don't want them to be stuck. PNG. This I'm just trying to show everybody. There's one, okay. So, what I meant by the outer glow, and I'm going to make this black so it makes a lot more sense. When I say outer glow, what I mean is sort of like a shadow, but it kind of glows around all of it, right? And so what he had was something along these lines. I can make it more extreme, but when you do that, it doesn't create a significant contrast. But if you add a white outline, it sort of does. You could even make a drop shadow sharper and then end up with something a little more palatable, I guess would be the word. But anyway, that's not what I would do. I would add an outer glow. I would get rid of the outline and everything, and I would just make it white. And I can show you this part now. Make it white, and then what I mean by blend mode is this thing right here if you use Photoshop, but it's called something in everything. I don't remember what it's called in DaVinci. But, and then I'd pick something like overlay, and then I would play with it until it adds like this subtle glow. And so that, to me, looks really, really cool instead. Anyway, that's what I was talking about. Okie doke. All right, moving on to the next person. Every time I see your name, I don't want to say it out loud. It sounds like a bad word. Okay. Where's the volume? There it is. Alright, let's back it up.
This is how it feels to take down archers without a weapon. Is there any greater feeling than pushing an archer into a river? It took a few seconds for this guy to realize what had happened.
You're asking questions that I don't think you're focused on the right thing. How do I improve the first short? Or the first shot is what you asked. 1 second. VIP. How do I improve the first shot? I get that I have to have a voiceover before I get to the bridge. Is there any way I can hook viewers at the start? Captions? Well, yeah, I would use hooks. Like learn hooks that work, man. Captions will be made when complete, of course. In regards to the second one, what could I do there? Is it basically it's basically a revenge story. So like this doesn't hook at all because you're just saying this is how it feels or something like that. You're not making me expect that something is going to happen. You just, I don't know. It's not very strong.
This is how it feels to take down archers without a weapon. Is
Oh, you said archers. Okay.
there any greater feeling than pushing an archer into a...
Okay, well now I get it. So I would probably leave at that point. If I was even a little bit curious, he pushes archers over the cliff. I get it. All right, I'm scrolling. Right? It's not about your quality or your content. It's about creating curiosity. And so what million view video did you find this hook from? Didn't I ask you that last time? Because like until you can do that and then apply it to yours, you don't learn how hooks work. I mean, you can. It just takes a lot longer, and I don't want that for you guys. So that's really the best I can do here, man. Is like what I said last time. This is how it feels. I'm just curious. If you can show me the hook that you got that idea from, then I can point out why it worked and why this one might not. Okay. If you said something like, you said this is how it feels, and so that's not strong. If you said something like, this is the best way to take an archer down, then I'm a little bit more interested, but it's still not very strong. Yeah, if you had a hook that said the most overpowered way to take down an archer, I guess then that kind of creates curiosity of like, what is the way that he's talking about, and you have to wait to get there. But yeah, I don't feel much curiosity here. It seems like a guy that's enjoying playing games, and that's it. So yeah, I guess that's all I can give, man. It's when people learn how hooks work, like I don't like taking ideas from other people. Like, that's not what we do here. What we're doing is learning how to model their template. And so we try it ourselves. We learn how the audience reacts to it, and then something gets learned in that process. That's how I learned how to do it. I didn't, like, when I come up with hooks, it's not something that I was able to do until I learned how they work. And so it is just, it's difficult, right? It's difficult until you get that practice. Did John start reviewing long forms yet? This is a shorts review channel. Okay. Or a shorts review live stream.
For a second, I thought my cats were finally friends. They never sleep this close. But suddenly Tackle woke up and realized that Thor has sneaked up on him. Now I might need to wait another 5 years for this miracle to happen again.
Okay, so I like it. It's honestly, it just might not be super powerful of an idea, but you didn't do anything wrong in it at all. I really like it. So because it's so short, I was thinking like, well, I probably would have taken that first sentence out. My cats never sleep this close is how I would start it, because then it's like immediate stakes, right? And then you get close and you're like, I don't want to wake him up or something like that. Now it's like, all right, there's tension building. What happens if he wakes up? That's the question that I'm going to ask, right?
For a second, I thought my cats were finally friends. They never sleep this close. But suddenly Tackle woke up and realized that Thor has sneaked up on him. Now I might need to wait another 5.
Yeah, so the only issue here, like the order of the story was correct. You did well. But there was just not much tension built up in it now, right? So it's like, they never sleep this close. Then he wakes up, and it's like, what's he going to do? But there's like 1 second before he does the thing. And so once this happens and he gets up, I would probably bail if I was like really locked into the story. So, yeah, that's it I got. Is it clear who the character is, what they want? Oh, you know, I think it was, because...
For a second, I thought my cats were finally friends. They never sleep this close. But suddenly Tackle woke up.
Yeah, it was obvious when you said Turkle and pointed at him. Yeah. What obstacles they face. The stakes were also clear. There was just not a whole lot of tension built up because it was like resolved so quickly. And once it got resolved, the video kept going a little bit longer, and so that was the issue there. I mean, damn, this is like so close. Seriously. I really feel like you're understanding all the parts that you need in the story. And now it's just like finding that idea. Seriously. This is really good. Like, you've been at this for a while, and so it's difficult sometimes to know if somebody's getting it. But with the past 2 that you showed me, I really do feel like you're getting it. And so the audio sounds great. Sometimes you're concerned about stuff that I would never even imagine you'd be concerned about. So yeah, this is really, really solid. Just the tension. That's it. That's it. Swiss cheese. The Swiss cheese.
That looks like such a secret area.
I like it.
Yeah, chat. Can we make that? Can we make that? Surely this has to be a secret, right?
Okay, I really hope you take the time to build this up.
Oh no, it's an invisible wall. Fuck you, From Software. That
okay.
Looks like such a secret area.
Okay, man, when you asked the other day, maybe it was in Saturday, the Q&A, you asked, should I change up games? I was about to pitch an idea to you on how to do this, but you would actually do it if you didn't know the game so well. Is that a secret area? But Hold on.
Looks like such a That looks like such a secret area.
Yeah, it's not as good of a hook as like, can I get to that area? Like, I wonder if I can get there. Like, chat, can I get to that area? Something like that would be a starting hook, right? There's like one goal, and can you or can you not? Like, are you gonna die or are you gonna make it? And so you take the next 10 seconds to build that up. You're in like horror game mode, and so that would have worked perfectly for this, but to be honest, you probably already knew, like, let's be real, and or you've seen that or whatever, and so you knew a good story would come out of it, but it wasn't as genuine. And I don't know, it might have, you're so used to the game, it's hard to tell. But if you had taken like 5 to 10 seconds to build up that tension, back up, and then you take a running start at it, and you jump, and you're like, oh my god, there's an invisible wall, end. Right? That's it. Storytelling is so simple. That's all you need is you've got a goal, you've got tension, and then you've got the resolve, and that's it. I mean, I know a lot of people will be like, all right, so you got the hero's journey. First, he leaves wherever he goes, and then he treks over, and then he meets the guide, and all this stuff. It's like, dude, no, fuck all that. just you got stakes, you got a problem, you build up the tension, you escalate it, and then you resolve it. And either that resolve is a punchline, in this case it was, or a climax, or something, a twist, like an unexpected Shyamalan type shit. I always love doing the twists. Okay. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Got 2 more. And then back to the normies. This one is Fear the Hug Bug.
I just found something in Peak that changes the entire game's lore. So Peak lets you use your passport to customize your character, but did you notice something is off about them? Look at this thing.
Oh, what? Hold on.
Here.
Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, your hook was really good. I want to hear it again.
I just found something in Peak that changes the entire game's lore.
My only issue is the framing here, right? And so all you could have done with the editing is just zoom into Peak, so it ends up. Shit, 1 second. So it ends up in the eye line where your eyes are. Right now I'm looking at you, and then if you hold Peak up, or if you didn't even, then like zoom down on it to where Peak ends up where your eyes are. That would be it. Because when I first heard it, I didn't know what Peak was, and because your words are in front of it, I wouldn't connect it if I never played it. So that's like the only issue. But other than that, your hook, awesome.
I just found something in Peak that changes the entire game's lore.
God, it's so good. Such a good hook.
So Peak lets you use your passport to customize your character, but did you notice something is off about them? Look at this thing here.
It's so fucking creative. I love it.
Every passport always has 2 things that are in 2 places, a passport number and your nationality.
Oh my god, I thought you were showing your real passport for a second.
Peak passports do have the number and nationality in the top half, which matches real passports, but it's missing the second set of those. Normal passports then also have a passport number along with the nationality in the bottom left. Peak passports don't. They just have random numbers in the bottom. Look, US passport, Mexican passport, passport, and a Chinese passport. Every single one has both. Peaks doesn't.
You fucking engagement bait? God damn, dude. Who are you?
Which can only mean one thing. That being that they're fake. And that's why nobody comes looking for us after we crash.
This is so good.
Since our passports are fake, that means we don't exist. And if we don't exist, then there's no reason to look for a person who isn't real, which is why a search party only comes after we light the flare at the peak. Do you think the devs did this on purpose?
Okay, this is the big moment, right? You have this reveal, and then you have an over-explanation a little bit. I would cut from like second 40 to, which is why they never come searching for us, or something like that, right? Like, that needs to be simplified into like 1 sentence, and then you just end it.
Party only comes after we light the flare at the peak. Do you think the devs did this on purpose? Or is it just something they didn't think about?
I'm good with the question at the end too. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say. Holy shit, this is freaking awesome, man. So the visual hook, just bringing Peak up, the fact that it changes the lore is like, even though I don't play, I don't play the game, so I wouldn't have given you my attention unless you connected the dot that it was a video game, right? But the text was in front of it. So that's it. But if you did that, I would have watched the whole thing. Not even a player, the way that you explained it, and there was like a little bit of engagement bait that I see somebody said bleeping French is hilarious, but I don't know what that's about. I might comment, why did he do that, right? Like this, you truly grasp curiosity, dude. Like this is fucking, I am impressed. Holy shit. This is really, really good. If you figured that you needed to cut it off, then you're gonna hit millions fast, maybe even the next one, because you know exactly what to do. Did you man, I don't want to ask because I don't want it to seem like promoting, but I'm curious if you found a hook on Hook Bomb that you kind of learned from, because that would make me happy. But anyway, shorts link number 6, and then we got one more after this.
Most design games never let you walk inside of what you build. You spend an hour decorating a room. It looks great from above. Then you'll never see it again. Small Spaces has a first-person mode. When you're done, you walk inside. You see the morning light hit the coffee table. You see how the lamp looks from the couch. You see if that plant placement actually...
Man, this feels good. I like the music with it. Okay, what'd you say here? This short's now my most viewed short. Oh, okay. I'm not why it exploded. It got almost 10K within 4 hours. What should I take from this video? Okay, great. Good question. Good question. This is the double down method.
Actually works, or if it's blocking anything. It turns decorating from a top-down puzzle into something that actually feels like a home. And it's one of the most satisfying moments in any design game I've played. Drop a door emoji if you'd walk through every single room. Most design games never let you walk inside of what you build. You spend an hour decorating a room. It looks great from above.
Man, this one's difficult. Like, I know by observing my watch behavior that this one locked me in. But I'm having a difficult time knowing exactly why. Like, the visuals are perfect. Everything feels good. The music matches the vibe. This game don't allow you to this. But this game does. Like, that's your whole point. That's your whole premise. And so, have you done that before? Most this game type, I guess, most game type won't allow you to action, right? That's your Hook Bomb audio hook there. So, have you done that before?
Can this new co-op horror game... Most design games never... This platform proves that you don't need... This survival game has 11 main characters. The insane truth about a city build... This game breaks the only...
Okay. To be honest, if I was gonna... You found the Roblox Dark Secret hook from Hook Bomb. Oh, you thought about it. Okay. Would it be worth cutting and re-uploading? I don't like it when people do that because it presents a risk that you just don't need, right? My advice that I normally give is just to move on and let it sit, right? Let it do whatever it's going to do. If it blows up, then great, don't even worry about it. But if it sits for a month or whatever, then you know the exact thing to change, and then you can delete it and re-upload it. But make sure you change something visually about it. You change something audibly about it. Like I did this once, but I added subtitles that were missing before. And so it's complicated to make sure you don't get a duplicate upload bullshit. And so that's why I say it's not even worth it. A lot of people do this and they don't focus. A lot of people do this for ego reasons, vanity reasons. They're like, oh, I don't like it, so I want to try it again. I want to put it up again. And I just think that that's a bad move. In your case, I approve that you do that, but I would recommend waiting at least a month before you do it. Okay. Okay. Creating a new concept with that hook in mind. That is the whole point of the tools that we build. So like, yeah, most game type won't let you perform action, right? So most city sims won't let you blah, blah, blah. And so I think that you made something like that, right? I mean, I feel like if you haven't used that hook, use that one next time and see how it does. I remember a city game, but I can't. Oh, this right here.
The insane truth about a city builder where you literally cannot lose, and why it's actually harder to put down. Most city builders punish you.
Dude, that's what I fucking told you. That's what I said. I said when we did this, when I was like, dude, if you started here, it would be great. And then you did, and then look what happened. I remember this now. I'm like, oh, that would be the hook. That would be great. And you used it, maybe unintentionally, but you used that hook, that fucking hook formula. That's awesome. I thought I remembered something, but this whole preface of like building up the idea before you execute it made this one like not do well, right? Oh my god. I think you might have found a hook that people will copy. And so that's like our whole goal anyway. If you end up on Hook Bomb, then that's a good thing because now people can use your format and it means that you're taking it out. I won't take it and put it on Hook Bomb, okay? I won't do that. But I'm just saying, like, that's the goal, is to get so big and have it be your thing that people will start trying to do it because you've already succeeded at it. Okay, yeah, dude, nice. All right, now, the last one, and then we're moving back to normal reviews. Close the book. Let me take a look at this one. This is the first one that they did, that they uploaded, that I've seen, right? They've been in the VIP for like 2 months, I believe, and they come occasionally to the Q&As and they ask a lot of questions, but which is good. I always want that. But I hadn't seen any content before. I saw that they posted something in the Discord last night, which I starred. When I put a star on something, it bookmarks it for me to look at later. So if you see that, that's why. And so I really wanted to offer all the advice I could. Okay, let me just go to it then. Must be unlisted. Should I add this audio hook? When the bereaved requests a gatefold, feminine and shades of purple and pink's obituary. I would absolutely not include that because I don't know what half that shit means. And so, oh, it's not working. Oh no. This is the one I've been waiting on and I can't. Okay, there we go. All right. So, the first thing that I noticed is there's too much visually to look at, right? I don't know why these are up here. I know, but I would never know just like at first glance, right? You're taking inspiration, but this way that you've delivered it is just, it's too confusing. So, just so you know, I don't know what you're doing right now at all. Okay, you haven't like explained it. Like if you showed a version of it and you said how I made this, you showed the first version like how I made this, and then you go into, and honestly, when you like do this top bottom thing, make them black. If anything, if you can't fill out the entire thing, then make them black. What I would personally do is I would put my camera over here and looking at the computer as I do it, this human element, and then I would edit it and zoom into the thing occasionally. That's what I would do. Because right now, I don't even know it's on a computer. It's like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. It's very confusing. But I like the design, but now when you see this stuff, it's like way too far away to understand, right? Like, I know that these are words, but there's no element of curiosity to make me curious what is going on, because there's no clarity. You didn't tell me what you're doing in the first place. So that would have been the thing to show, like, man, I don't know. I'd have to look at some hooks to really grab this. But the behind the scene type stuff is what works for this. But you have to be clear about what you're doing in the first place. And so I'm glad that you did this, because like without you showing this at all, we don't know where we start. Now it's easy. Now things we just improve, right? And so. Also, it's a little odd that things are just popping up, and like when you do how-to stuff, people need to see what the mouse is doing, and Right now, it's just like you're almost time lapsing into just bam, bam, bam. And so this advice needs to resonate because it's so important. Look at your competition, the successful competition, and look at exactly what they're showing, and then do your version of that. I mean, I know Hook Bomb is essentially that, but there's more than just hooks. There's the format in general, the things that they show on camera. Like I build tools for the first 5 seconds, but there's so much more to take into consideration. And so this really the first issue is just clarity. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at or what to expect out of it. And like with that lack of clarity, I just don't know what I'm sticking around for either. But your hook idea, when the bereaved requests a gatefold, nobody, like, only you know what that means, right? And so you have to use fourth grade language. You need to use language that appeals to a fourth grader to where they understand it, because the majority of people aren't experts. So you're doing something called technobabble. So if you are dealing with somebody that's like really good at computers or whatever, and they start explaining how a computer works, you just kind of, I don't know. I don't care also. But if they say something like, so I unplugged my computer and smoke started to come out of it, and so all I did was I changed all the insides. Thank you so much. I changed the insides, like they kept it simple. Now I understand what's happening. But yeah, so I would not add that audio hook because that's just, it's like you're trying to write a poem or something, and that's just simple language. Build a little curiosity for the end, because if you go and you look at all the hooks in Hook Bomb, you'll never find a word like bereaved or anything that is very specific to the job, like gatefold. Yeah, and so that's what, like, if I were making audio content, and I'm like, I would put how to remove background sound, not how to use sidechain compression and a gate to do this, right? Like, I wouldn't say that because not everybody understands that. So I'd be like, remove background sound easy, right? Or easily remove the background sound, something along those lines. And so that's the line you gotta walk. Okay, all right, going back to, I wanna know where to submit the short. Dude, it's in the description, it's in the thumbnail. It's like, good. Oh man, it's everywhere but chat, and then occasionally in chat. All right, so I'm going back to the normal people. We're gonna spin it and we're gonna do the 2-minute thing. I know that's a lot, but I promise you got to take it one step. You learn one thing at a time, and you'll pick it up really, really quickly. Okay, this one's called Anime Lifter.
Sunday morning rain.
Your favorite romance anime is Fragrant Flower. Okay.
Is falling.
What is going on here? I'm so confused. Your favorite romance anime is this. Can somebody clear this up for me? I don't get the joke. Like, it's resonating with some people. But I don't get it. And I don't know if the music has something to do with it, but I have to mute it. What your favorite romance anime says about you. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's your text hook you need in the actual short. Nobody goes to the title to read that, right? Nobody's paying attention to titles. So what your favorite romance anime says about you. But yeah, you didn't include that as a text hook. So that is what you needed. And then everything kind of probably would have been a lot better. But what does it say about you? Your favorite is this one, and then... Oh, now here's a guy that knows how to ball. Dude, you're giving people homework. You're making them like have to read a bunch of shit, and that's not it's not going to work out that way. Nobody wants to like struggle through watching a short. And so if I have to like squint my eyes to see something and then it disappears, I'm already swiping away. Okay. Simplify just a little bit. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, if you're gonna do the iPad thing, like hold it closer to the camera at least. But yeah, all right. So there's a lot to fix about that structure, that format. But thank you. My super chat question is: tungsten cube and S tier desk decoration. I would ask. Fucking Ludwig, I guess. I don't know. I would ask Ludwig. I don't have one. Okay, anyway. Okay, so yeah, it's a lack of clarity that's an issue here. I'm sorry. There's like a lot that you're putting into it, but you're not being clear about what the video is. And so taking the title and making it the hook would have been the first move to make, and then making it more clear what you're actually, like, what your commentary is on it. Because if I'm holding a screen way back here, like, even this would be a mistake because it's so small, it's hard to read, and making people read more than they want to anyway is a problem, okay? All right. Unless it's like 1 word, 2 words, that's okay. All right, did he react to the Elden Ring video? There's several that have been in here, I believe. Okay, all right. Okay, first I was a little turned away by the editing because when I see editing like that, I'm like, all right, just another templater, right? But then you show up and it gives me a little bit more hope about what this is. But first I got to hear it, right?
Nico Williams is the perfect example of how fast football moves. 1 year ago, he looked untouchable. He destroyed defenders at the Euros like nothing. He scored in the final, won man of the match, and everyone thought he was the next superstar. Even Barcelona.
Okay, so I really, really like this. I'm leaving it paused for a second because this guy, I like him. Okay, so the setup here is you're 15 seconds in and you haven't said anything, right? Like all the stuff that you've said so far could be 1 sentence. And it's just, you kind of said it like everybody expected. This guy was good, everybody thought. And so it's like, get the fuck on with it, right? What I would say, and I've actually got an example, finally I get to use this. I've got an example of this dude that is a very similar format, and I would just fucking model exactly what he does. Bam.
They were paying him to drop out of the race after 30 kilometers. But
okay, so if you can get used to storytelling about your football heroes, then I would, right? I really like what this guy does. But you don't only have to do storytelling. It really helps, especially if you're just telling facts. Stories get attention. Storytellers win. Okay, but notice what he did here. He didn't start with an interesting cut or any crazy editing. It was just, here's information. There you go. So that's what I would do if I were you. This is Flash. This is extra. This is AI, basically. Like, I'm not saying it is, but that's how people feel. They want genuine connection. They want this guy right here. So be that guy. That's what I would do. You don't have to copy everything he does, but like, it's so simple of a format that when I saw this, that's why I gave you extra time, because I knew effort went in. So how do you imagine that the viewers feel when they see a real person saying some shit? It's like, okay, I'll give them more of my attention. And that's how you got mine. So, okay. Anyway, moving on. Wait, what was your question? Let me ask. It's not pure storytelling, but a mix of news, analysis, narratives. I would get more into the storytelling if I were you. On this specific short, what stands out, what can be improved? Okay. I think I answered most of this.
Destroyed defenders at the Euros like nothing.
Yep. just be a little more concise with what you're saying and work on storytelling and just show it like authentically. Okie doke. I think you're gonna do well. I think you're gonna do well, bro. Help me. Okay.
When this guy stopped to fill up his car...
Nope. Sorry. This is not... I don't... This is just a summary of somebody else's video. I don't do that.
Move.
Okay. This looks interesting.
Never do this in a zombie apocalypse because the whip.
Okay, so what do you want me to look at? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements on screen. I need to pay attention to one.
Never do this.
So it's this right here, right? Crack zombie, I guess. Okay, it's gone. Now you want me to look down here?
Apocalypse, because the way people think about it, it's crazy. It all started from someone asking, if a zombie apocalypse occurs, what are you gonna do? Turn into a zombie, I guess. Bro, you wouldn't even try.
Okay, so it slows down a little bit to where I can kind of keep up in the middle. I'm talking strictly eye line, okay?
Someone said, myself, to be honest, I ain't living in a world without AC. I mean, that's valid, but still, if it was for me, I would at least try to...
Yeah, dude, everything else is like, I mean, the only 2 issues you have are idea. Like, your idea needs to shine here, and so I'm not, by the way that people are reacting, I guess it's not resonating enough. But my biggest issue is I have no idea where the fuck you want me to look. And so, I'm gonna bring it up. This right here is the eye line. Try to keep everything you want me to look at right there. And if you pull it away, then that's what I'm gonna look at. And so if you pop something up here, guess where I'm not looking? Where you want me to look. And so all this like movement and editing might seem cool. It might seem like it would get attention, but it actually does the exact opposite.
The way people think about it, it's crazy.
Now, I like that I can see you have the ability to blur backgrounds. And so if you show one thing and then you show another thing, like this can blur in the background as you show this. And that's fine too. That's like a solid technique.
All started from someone asking, if a zombie apocalypse occurs, what are you gonna do? Turn into a zombie, I guess. Bro, you wouldn't even try? Someone said, myself, to be honest, I ain't living in a world without AC. I mean, that's valid.
Like, why'd you bring it down? Like that, I just need to know, like, what decision made you pull it down? Is it because you were putting yourself up, like the character? Like, there's no reason that it needs to be in the way of the captions, right? I mean, I know you're probably going to pull something else up, but, like, this should disappear then.
But still, if it was...
Oh, I guess not. So, like, what was the point, right? Keep things up in the eye line, and I think you're going to do a lot better. And honestly, I really like it. It's a solid creating. I dig it. Because this is what Insight is. This is taking an idea that everybody can do, but doing it your way that people can't copy. And I truly believe you are a real creator. Solid. Okay. Number 45? Number 45, the very last one that submitted. Okay. Bringus.
This is the GB Interceptor. It's a Game Boy capture card built by YouTuber There Oughta Be, and the way that this thing
You should definitely show him if you're going to talk about him.
works is insane. Most capture cards, like for PCs or Xboxes, work by taking in a video signal and converting it to something a little more usable, like USB. But the GB Interceptor is absolutely bananas because...
Okay, so I want to know if I presented my short in a good way. Like, the presentation is fine. I'm just going to be nitpicky then, because I, like, would have shown the guy that you mentioned, and I probably would have come up with a better hook than insane. Like, the way this works is insane. I'd be a little bit more specific. Make us know what we care about. Like, make us know what we're being curious about a little bit more. But the presentation is overall fine. And, like, I'm not having any trouble knowing where to look. I mean, I'm genuinely interested.
Because it has a Raspberry Pi Pico that sits between the cartridge and the Game
That's cool. That's fucking really cool.
Boy, and it itself pretends to be a Game Boy processor. It takes the instructions from the game card.
Did you do that? Did you draw that? That is, like, really unique.
It takes the instructions from the game cart and it processes them in the exact same way that a Game Boy would. Then it outputs the emulated video data from a USB connection, and you can play it back like in VLC or OBS. And this whole thing is open source too, and I'm going to leave a link to the original.
Pretty cool. Okay, I want to know if I presented my short in a good way and explained what I was showing well. Honestly, I think so. If those are your two questions, I think it was solid. I mean, how'd it do? 4 million, okay. It was good. Now, this was back in 2023, so attention evolves, right? And so the things that I'm talking about, like, imagine what was popular in 2023. BuzzFeed was popular in 2023, where number 2 will kick your ass and number 8 will blow your mind. They didn't have to be specific about their hooks, and so they worked. They just created genuine, like, general curiosity, right? And general curiosity used to work. It still works a little bit, but when you get more specific about, like, something that my cat did was crazy versus my cat will never eat Meow Mix again. Now, which one are you more curious about? The one that's more specific, because now you know, like, there's genuine substance to the curiosity, and so that's what I would change. But this was back in 2023, so more general curiosity worked. And that fucking lesson I just gave, I'm clipping that because that is a really, really solid insight. Okay. I'm clipping it. Clip that. Somebody clip that and make it a really solid short, and if it's good enough, I'll hire you. I should not make that promise because it's not easy to work with me.
This empty chair can...
I gotta say, it feels like AI already. Would an AI voice get more views? No, it would not.
This empty chair controlled the entire room because
it feels like AI, so I don't believe anything that you say at this point.
nobody wanted to admit they weren't important.
I'm lost. I have no idea what's happening now.
Until this guy walked in, he saw the sign and decided it was for him.
Okay, so the first thing, like, I'm gonna take you through because, like, you're trying, right? And so there's no reason for me to be a dick about it. So the first thing I noticed is that your audio is, like, cut up in these weird moments where you can kind of hear background sound and then you can't, and, like, you'll half say words and then it'll cut off. And so what I would do is I would get the thing that you read out and just record it all the way through. There, you've got your audio and you just put that in whatever editing thing you got. And you don't have to cut it anymore because all you did was just read it, and you know it's the pacing is fine, it sounds good. And then you can start laying in your video. Now, I recommend not using AI video if you're telling a story because nobody's going to believe it. They're just like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And so a lot of people make that mistake. They just kind of, AI's there to use, and they think, oh, well, there are plenty of gurus saying that it works, so it's got to work, right? It's just people don't trust it, you know, like, not, maybe immediately when it worked a little bit, but it definitely doesn't now. And so if you're talking about a real story, then show the real chair. Like, even if it's an image, it'll perform much better than whatever this is, Runway or I don't know, Gemini or something.
Because nobody wanted to.
And so when I talked about that audio, let me show you a couple things first.
This empty...
Okay, so that little air at the beginning, I would cut that.
The chair controlled the entire room because nobody...
And then that controlled the entire room because nobody... It doesn't feel like a thing that somebody said. It definitely feels like two different recordings kind of put near each other. And so that's what my first suggestion would eliminate.
They wanted to admit they weren't important. Until this...
Okay, so... and then I'm going to give you one last tip and move on. When you're telling a story, you do not have to pause your voiceover ever, right? Make the visuals fit as you're talking. Because if you pause and, like, you let something come through, it doesn't work that way. And so the last thing I'll leave you with is observe what works with other storytellers, because, like, just really break it down. Okay, what are they showing visually and what is happening audibly at the same time? If it's music or whatever, then try your hand at that. I really respect that you're trying, right? I really like that. And so anybody that just, like, I'm not going to push you away from creating because you are genuinely, like, learning right now. And so I just, the AI thing puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth when it comes to creating. And so just do your best to not rely on it so much. That's really where my head's at, because YouTube at some point is just going to be like, this is like, we don't do anything with this. It's not going to get monetized. So yeah, I would just keep exploring though. Okay. There was a lot of stuff that I just laid on you, so I got to leave it there. Number 7. Here's why.
Drifting existed before cars, and it's not what you'd expect. You see, cowpokes were doing it hundreds of years ago. They'd push their nags into full gallops and slide them to a stop, spinning and changing direction at full speed. And it was called reining. The same thing you see on 4 wheels today was done on 4 hooves instead. Drifting existed before.
Okay, it's interesting. Last 2 shorts have been stuck at 600. I did take a 25-day break. Well, that could have something to do with it. I doubt that's a problem. No, it could be, because that's the consistency issue. But what you're doing wrong. Okay, I like the idea of the drifting existed before cars, but the way that you're saying it almost gets in the way of it. Okay, so...
Drifting existed before cars, and it's not what you'd expect.
It's not what you'd expect. What would I expect? Because, like, you have to... If you're going to say those words, people better be expecting something very specific. Otherwise, you're just kind of... I don't know, I'm just saying it, right? And so when I tell people to, like, get something from Hook Bomb or whatever, you do have to dissect a little bit why things are said. And so if this was from Hook Bomb, this is one of those things where it doesn't... If it doesn't apply, you know, it is what it is.
You see, cowpokes were doing...
Wagons? Yeah, I guess wagons.
What you'd expect. You see, cowpokes were doing it hundreds of years ago. They'd push their nags into full gallops and slide them to a stop, spinning and changing direction at full...
Okay, so the biggest issue, though, out of like the random little bits there, is you ended the curiosity halfway through. And so now I understand that you're talking about horses, right? So what is the point of me staying around anymore?
Full speed, and it was called reining.
I didn't even care about that, right? You made me curious about one thing, and then it ended.
Slide them to a stop, spinning and changing direction at full speed, and it was called reining. The same thing you see on 4 wheels today was done on 4 hooves instead.
Yeah, so your retention, your swipe rate, 50-50 probably. If you kept... Also, it's very, very short, right? So you've got 10 seconds that probably needs to be replayed twice or close to it for it to like pick up beyond 1,000. And so you get, or it's 20 seconds, sorry. You get, no, it doesn't need to be replayed twice. 1.5 then, I guess. But yeah, you end it at 10 seconds. And so you just kept going for nobody. That's why. The way that I would word this is like...
Drifting existed before...
It's good. Drifting existed before cars.
And it's not what you'd expect. You see, cowpokes were doing it hundreds of years ago. They'd push their nags into...
I don't know. I think it's fine, actually. The way, I guess, the not what you'd expect kind of says, like, it's not wheels at all, right? Drifting existed before cars, but not with wheels at all. Something along those lines. I guess that's what I expect, is something with wheels. So it does make a little bit of sense. It's not super strong, but drifting... Did you know drifting existed before cars, bikes, wagons? Like that, I don't know, I would like amp it up probably in that way. Did you know drifting existed before cars, bikes, wagons, anything with wheels? Bam, that's a pretty good hook. And then you eliminate the not what you'd expect there. Then I would do it a question. This is different. I would be like, so what else do people ride that don't have wheels? And so that generates a little bit more curiosity. And then you've got the cowpokes line, and at the end of that, that's when the short ends, right? They slide, and that's it. That's how I'd end it. It might be 10 seconds long, but at least it's a short that gets 100%, and that'll get you up to like 20, 30,000. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna move on. That one is a little hard. You can't, without significant practice, you're not just gonna be able to like make that up, right? That one was hard for me. But when I knew that I could do the cars, bikes, anything with wheels, that would be a solid angle. And so that just takes writing practice to repeat, bam, bam, bam. Like it becomes instinct after you write for so long.
She convinced her boyfriend to climb inside a suitcase and lock.
Ooh, it is staticky. Do you think the script is bad, or the hook and visuals? Can you review my channel? I do channel reviews, but only for VIPs.
She convinced her boyfriend to climb inside a suitcase and locked it on him. She left him trapped there for hours, and while he struggled and begged to be let out, she filmed him laughing and mocking his suffering.
Yeah, this is a fucked up story. I saw when she was like my guilty pleasure sometimes is when I'm editing or when I'm like working on thumbnails or whatever, I'll put on interrogations, like cops interviewing people or whatever, and I remember this one. She had no idea. That was very fucked up.
She later went to bed, believing he could free himself on his own. But when she checked on him the next...
Hey, here's why. You're out, so if it's 3 a.m. for you, that means that when I go live for shorts.school at 8 p.m., it'll be like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. for you? Are you able to make it?
Next morning, he was dead. On trial, she claimed she had been drunk and asked for forgiveness, but she was ultimately sentenced to life in prison. She convinced her...
Okay, so when you got to the dead part, that I would come up with a rehook there because the story keeps going, but some people dropped off at that point because they're not as interested in what happens to her. So the way that I would rehook it is, but what happened to her... You can't say worse because nothing's worse than dead. But a rehook, even though it's bad, could be like, but what happened to her was even worse, right? You could say that. It doesn't make sense in this, but that's how to rehook, right? Because it relates to the next person. So, but what happened to her is even more ridiculous. I guess you could say something like that. But anyway,
she convinced her boyfriend to climb inside a suitcase and locked it on him. She left him trapped there for hours, and while he struggled and begged to be let out, she filmed him laughing.
You said, do you think the script is bad, or the hook, or the visuals? I don't think anything is. This story itself is told to death on YouTube, and so there might be a conflict radius element here, where you're just kind of putting the same stuff on YouTube, just different visually, and so that's like the only issue that I could think. Other than that, I think it's fine.
Laughing and mocking his suffering. She later went to bed, believing he could free himself on his own.
The only reason I'm not talking about the audio is because I think he's doing it on purpose. It's like, it's clipped, but it's crunched.
But when
it's glitch crunched.
She checked on him the next morning. But when she checked on him the next morning, he was dead.
The way I would say that is like, and later on, he freed himself on his own, or so she thought, right? And so people were like, oh, he got out. Oh, okay, that's what I thought, right? And so I would juggle the story around just a little bit, jumble it. I think it's fine, to be honest with you. How'd it do? 33,000? Yeah, usually when ideas get caught in conflict radius, and they're good though, they get caught around the 30K mark. I mean, I did a whole video on it. So if it's not super transformative from the original idea, you might get caught there, but visually it's transformative, so I don't exactly know how this falls into the conflict radius there, but it does seem like you're locked there. I would just work on another one, and I mean, you got talent, so just work on another one. What worked for me is like my own stories, so if you ever want to try that, it's something to try. It's something to try. Number 38. Number 38, mate. I want to know what you think about the text hook, okay? Text hook, where is it? Is it this thing right here? fucking music is all the same from everybody. Oh my god. You know, when it comes to these edits, I don't think I can accurately give you good advice, because typically it's not hooks that keep people, it's the drop. And so because it's an edit type video, I'm not interested in giving advice, because basically edits are just other people's stuff that thrown in CapCut, and I mean it says CapCut, so I feel like it doesn't. I feel like creators aren't taking it as seriously when they just drop it in and then they're like, okay, what do you think, right? So what I would do, this is bad advice. You're hitting me right at the end of a stream, so like I'm not as with it with what I say, and sometimes the things I say get mean. I don't mean to be mean, but I don't think that your text hook makes sense. I do like it. Only one player does this better, and then people have to stay around to see that player. But in this format, the edits format, people don't really care so much about text hooks. You're not really telling a story, you're just building up stuff until the drop happens. And so I don't think it's a good combination, personally. But also, I don't do too much research into the edits because I don't care about them. Because it's just other people's shit put in CapCut templates. That's usually what it is. And so I leave it alone. Because that's why. I leave it alone the same way that I leave AI stuff alone or clip channels alone, because I'm just here trying to help people that are like thinking of things and then making them a reality, and this just doesn't fall into that threshold, okay? So I'm sorry. I don't have much to give that one. I felt like the stuff I was saying was mean, and I didn't mean for it to be. Arnav? How can I improve? And be consistent. Consistent means creating more. Ooh, okay, we got something. See, this is what I mean. When I see this, I'm like, okay, clearly they made something, they created it, they took something in their mind, and they made it a reality. Okay, you know, this is really difficult to compete with. What you're doing is not bad at all, okay? But who you're competing with is somebody like MKBHD, where it's like they have a studio, they have a all white backdrop, and they have like top-down cameras and stuff like that. And I'm not saying you can't jump into it and make it work, but your presentation, everything you're showing is correct, but your presentation has to be up to that standard. And I'm saying this as somebody that could not compete with them, okay? If I wanted to do tech, I would have to significantly change this studio, and that's just not what I intend to do. But like the best thing I could probably do is, like, I've got a white desk here, and the way that I made it white, it's actually a wooden desk, but I found a material just like a whiteboard, but it's sticky on the back, and I covered the whole top because I wanted a top-down camera to watch as I wrote stuff. Instead of like taking a whiteboard and setting it down here, I could just write on my desk. I thought that was like unique. But now it's just white, and I'd never fucking use it. But anyway, that's what I would do if I did tech, is I would have the two things, top-down camera. Yeah, so that's real tough. Okay, I gotta say, I respect you for jumping into it. It's a really, really tough thing. But what people can't copy is, you said something about unboxing in that one, right? No, this one.
This?
Okay, so there's a reason. As soon as I saw unboxing, I'm like, okay, there's potential there. And the reason is because they can't copy your exact experience unboxing it. Maybe somebody like MKBHD won't show something that a normal person would. And so that gives you an edge. So your experience unboxing it cannot be beaten because it's your unique experience. Yeah, that was good, John. Okay. That was good advice at the end of the stream. So I'd focus on more things like this, is basically what I'm saying. And then over time, you can grab a couple lights and Maybe not the wood background, or maybe you like the wood background, but the blue would pop off of a white flat background instead. That's my personal preference. But yeah, who jerry rig everything, right? I think that's where I got, like, I have a visually, I have it in my head what it should look like. Okay, yeah, it's jerry rig everything. So the white feels so good just seeing it, right? Solid. Okay, anyway, and the lighting is great. It's like great, everything great. He's great.
They're still behind us, fam. I know.
Is the storyline good? I don't know what the story is. It's just some dude being chased, right?
You still see the lights? I don't know, like too much going, bro. See?
Okay, so I guess, I mean, you understand what the stakes are, but I gotta say, since it's like all AI, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish on YouTube, but YouTube it lowers the impression significantly when people do stuff that everybody else can do. Okay, so however you want to take that, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really usually give advice to stuff like this because it's just, it's not. I'm just gonna stop talking. Just gonna stop talking. Philly, son of a bitch. Here we go. I've been waiting.
Which fast food makes the biggest ice cream cone? You see, I love ice.
Okay, his question is, why did this low key do better? Why did it low key do better? How do I go about this but low key? Can you explain that to me? What do you mean? What do you want me to do?
Which fast food makes the biggest ice cream cone? You see, I love ice cream, but they're so tiny. So today I'm finding out who can make the biggest one. Starting with Wendy's. You make me the top.
Okay, so one thing I noticed is that you're actually showing the people that you are saying that you're talking to. There was one where it was just like, it felt like you were standing in the corner of McDonald's pretending to talk to the person, but you never saw them. And so, like, you have an element of credibility in this one that you didn't have in that one.
Tallest ice cream. Now they got to work, but I don't think they understood the rule. Tastes good though. Burger King next though. You make me the tallest ice cream without her falling over. She took this job very seriously. This cone measured 3.5 inches. But is it enough to stop Dairy Queens?
Doing a competition between fast foods, can you do the tallest ice cream?
And when I mentioned Burger King, she showed up with this. 6 inches takes the lead. But will McDonald's stop that?
You make me the tallest ice cream you can make.
Yeah, so I don't know, like when you do this stuff right here, like it kind of looks like you're talking in the corner. Like there's a wall here. It kind of looks like you're over by the soda. Like people aren't dumb, right? And so that's how they feel when they see this, when there's no visual proof of you talking to somebody. But if you are overlaying your voiceover over you, like moving your hand in front of somebody, I can't tell whether you said those words or not. So low key, credibility is why it did better. You already know how to build a story, and so I remember you had one that I'm like, I don't believe anything you're saying in this one because it looks so fake. But I've seen you do stuff that's totally real. So like, don't fuck around. Like, be real, show it, or don't do it. That's all I gotta say. And I'm not encouraging you to do bad stuff. I just like, it's when it comes to this stuff, it's real easy to tell when it's genuine or not. I actually saw Oxy give you that same advice. I'm pretty sure. Number 35. Bill Wacto. W-A-Q-T-O. Wacto.
This massive jar is actually a secret boss in Elden Ring that doesn't attack you, but it summons 3 of his best champions. And if you defeat them, the giant jar...
Something about the voice does not feel like it's supposed to be a part of this. Is it AI voice? Is that why?
This massive jar...
It's like very overacted for not showing something feeling overacted, I guess.
...is actually a secret boss in Elden Ring that...
It kind of feels like I'm a baby, and you.
Doesn't attack you, but it summons 3 of his best champions. And if you defeat them, the giant jar rewards with Great Jar's Arsenal Charm, which lets you wear heavy armor and still move fast. This
I don't know how to feel about it. It sounds like I got your nose. I really hope it's AI because I don't want to be making fun of somebody's voice, but the way that it's acted is too intense for what you're showing, okay? So if you did voice act that and you can change it, tone it down a little bit, I would. But yeah, I don't think it's actually a person.
This massive jar is actually a secret boss in Elden Ring that
I also don't understand the jar thing.
is actually
Oh, it is a jar, but you can't really see it. You're not showing much of it.
this massive jar.
Yeah, I would like zoom out or go further back or try to show it from a different angle. Like what's it called?
Is actually a secret boss in Elden Ring that doesn't attack you.
Knight of the Great Jar. Knight of the Great Jar. And so, yeah, I would, if people got this footage of it, then there's footage to be found, or this picture of it. Yeah, like that's the kind of shot I would zoom further back so I could actually tell that it's a jar. Because somebody that doesn't play the game, they don't really recognize what you recognize visually. Something I've had to tell Swiss Cheese, but he got it. He got it. Okay, that's it. I gotta go, guys. I got a lot of stuff to do, but go to shorts.school and register for my coaching style review. If you get picked, it means I'm gonna like spend 30 minutes preparing something for you for Thursday, okay? So everybody go submit, and I will see you on Thursday.